Hey, Russ.
Good morning and welcome to another lovely I Love Shipple Wednesday. We have a full panel here today. I have on my left, I have Greg, who is the mayor of Chicken Caw. I have NFT Nick with Eversmart. I have David, who's also with Eversmart. I have Russell, who is our main builder in Shippletopia. And I have Bull Shipples, who seems to be the center of the Martian universe. So, on that lovely note, we have lots of stuff to talk about today. Greg has something he wants to show us. I have a surprise for Bull Shipples. And Nick and David asked to join us, and they'll have to tell you why, because it's a surprise. So, surprise, surprise, surprise. Take it away, Greg.
Okay. Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Shipple Wednesday. I haven't been on in a while. We were going to do this last week, and I think between my last-minute trip to Charlotte, North Carolina, and Jen not feeling up to par, we kicked it back a week, and that's good. In the meantime, those who have been following the Shipple story, or maybe don't know the Shipple story, Corey, the founder of the Uplift, started a joke token a few years back, and I didn't even understand what cryptocurrency was. So I'm one of the original Shipple coin holders, and I had no idea what to do with that. So I started, people were clamoring for this coin. It was that moment when a new coin comes out and everybody gets they want airdrops. They want to figure out how to get the coin. And frankly, it was much more difficult to make a coin available to people then than it is now. It's super simple now, comparatively. But anyway, Corey gave me a bunch of Shipple, and people kept messaging me because we were doing a lot of live Facebook stuff. How do I get Shipple? How do I get Shipple? And I got tired of all those messages, so I basically said, well, look, go out and donate to your local homeless shelter or a food bank in your community, wherever you are in the world today, and come back and show us a picture of the receipt, and I'll send you, I don't even remember what the amount was, 10,000 Shipple. And we raised about $700 for charities, local charities all over the place in about 3 hours. So it was it was sort of the first use case for Shipple, and I didn't even know what a use case was. So that's what happened. Anyway, as this has gotten more formal, and Martian has done an extraordinary job of legitimizing the charitable idea behind we just went, come on, gang, let's put on a show. And Marty is the guy that has to get all the lights set up and the stage ready and the tickets sold, and he's done an extraordinary job of that. And in fact, I can't even say he's in the process of having us recognized as a charity, so that when you do give to a Shipple charity or to the Shipple Fund for charity, you will know that there's transparency and oversight in place to make sure that I don't want to say the RP words, but we want to make sure that people know that when they put money in our circle, it goes right back out the door again. And the very first one of those groups that we benefited was in my community here in Newport Richey, Florida, just a little bit north of Tampa. The charity is called Hands of the Goddess, and they're actually a pagan charity. So they have a faith, not religious view of serving their community. And they're two very, very good friends of mine. And they were featured this week in a local hometown hero segment on the news. So I thought I would show you guys what your donations to the Shipple charity or Shipple charitable effort has done so far. And I don't want to say the Shipple charity yet, but that's where we're on our way to that, and we're not officially a charity. So let's make sure that everybody knows, if you were to donate money today, it's not to a 501c3 or not yet, but that's in process. And we're, as Marty tells us, very close. So long way around to say, here, let me show you guys what your money has been doing. These are my friends, Kira and Randy on Spectrum Bay News 9's Hometown Hero segment. Give me a thumbs up if the audio works here when I hit play.
Kira and Randy Withers have dedicated themselves to meeting the needs of the homeless and at-risk community in Pasco County through their pagan nonprofit charity, Hands of the Goddess. It all began about 12 years ago when they met 3 disabled homeless women in need of help.
I put this information out there asking for help with the toiletries, with shampoo, toothpaste, toilet paper, that type of thing. And the response was so overwhelming that we knew we had to keep running with it.
Working with local Newport Richey churches and other charities, Kira and Randy collect and distribute food to those in need, as well as toiletries, pet food, and more.
There is no overhead here. 100% of anything that's given to us goes back.
They also make by hand mats made from the plastic bags you get at the supermarket.
We make plastic mats for our homeless neighbors. so that they can stay off the ground when they're sleeping, that type of thing.
Kira is also the author of 26 books, 8 of them Rupert's Tales, about a rabbit named Rupert.
Rupert the rabbit was cold, oh so very cold. All of the snow and ice was really getting old.
She and Randy are pagans, explaining that theirs is a nature-based faith, not a religion, with a belief that nature is sacred.
We're just trying to help each other, and that's what we're trying to do. But you know, we have our own deities. Whatever resonates as truth within you is what we do.
With an Everyday Heroes Report, I'm Bill Murphy.
There you go. They have the coolest house in my town. You see, there's murals painted all over the house. Inside is even more painted up with characters and animals and all sorts of craziness. They are spectacularly generous people. It's not uncommon to go for a visit there, and they will be talking to someone who's homeless because the local community knows if you're in a desperate place and have a desperate need that you could probably knock on their door and get some kind of help, a tent, a tarp, a $5 gift card for something from McDonald's. And, you know, they're in the difficult position of being, as most of us who have ever worked with the homeless population, unable to look away. Like anytime it gets cold and windy here, or there's a hurricane coming, my mind is out there with the people who are living in the woods, and we can't fix that part. There is an infrastructure that needs to be developed in our community to fix that, but it's glacially slow. So, you know, right now in our community, what we do is, you know, we're parachuting whatever safety and comfort we can into people who are living outdoors until they can be homed. And trust between homeless people and charitable givers is super important. And these are the people that taught me pretty much everything I know about how to serve that community in a way that is helpful to them and doesn't make their lives worse. And that's a big problem. So anyway, that's where your money so far has gone, is to provide that. Now, what they didn't say in this report that I think they're the only charity I know of that gives feminine protection items and condoms to the homeless. Think about that for a second. Most of the charities that give in this way are Christian religious based, and they have real problems with understanding that these people have needs other than just food and and shelter and taking care of their needs that way. So feminine hygiene products and personal care items are a big part of what Hands of the Goddess does for our community. So there you go. Back to you, Jen.
Well then, thanks for that update.
Sure.
I absolutely love them and the work they do, and I'll never get tired of saying that either. They're delightful. Since I had the chance to interview them, I became friends with them on Facebook, and they're some of my favorite friends I've never met yet.
Yeah, when you come visit, we'll swing by and introduce you in person, because they're a barrel of fun for sure.
Yes, and I don't know when that will be, but when that will be, there are a lot of people I need to meet.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a big trip.
You got family in my town, so come on down.
I have family in your town. I have family south of where you are. I have family north of where you are.
Yep,
I have family east. Like it's a big trip. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, Bill Shipples, are you ready to be surprised?
I'm pretty excited, yeah.
Okay. I hope the surprise does not fall flat. Let's bigger my window here. Okay, so here I am hanging out. This is, in case you're unfamiliar, Uplift. There is a portal hub. It is a fun portal hub with lots of portals, and you can go all the places. Oh. What's this?
What?
This looks familiar, but it's so small.
It's like a mini rave cave.
Nice.
So wait, you're in Uplift right now, right?
I'm an Uplift.
What?
Oh, but am I?
All right.
Surprise.
Did you just teleport cross server?
I learned a new trick the other day, and that new trick is cross server portals.
Nice.
They don't get to have a set destination on the cross server, but they can exist.
The mini rave cave is amazing.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Oh my word.
So that is now a thing that exists, and it happens to be the most popular portal hub in Uplift. So anyone who's anyone in Uplift knows where to find it.
All the
Nice.
cool kids.
Yes.
Oh my word.
And how about for us uncool kids? We get some,
Well, you know.
It transports us into a lava pit, Nick. That's
okay.
Yes. Yes. If you're uncool, you go to the lava pit.
Probably where I belong.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just.
Is that a horse elevator?
Oh yeah,
is
you
that a horse?
were away on Friday.
What? So much is happening right now. Oh, this is incredible.
I might have a horse.
You're just like dropping the mic left and right. This is crazy.
What the heck?
Oh my word.
Nice.
Oh my
Jen,
word.
Yeah.
Since you're sharing your screen, are you able to open up that the horses on Mars little GIF?
I absolutely am. Absolutely.
What is happening right now?
There's horses in the rave cave. This is incredible. Well, so I got to process this for a second. I mean, holy crap.
Everybody
We just
say,
saw-
hey.
Hey. We just saw
Hey.
tech
That's what horses
progression
do. Yeah.
where something we thought wasn't possible just happened live. Like, I had no idea. I had no idea that not only that this was what was going to happen, but that it was even possible. Like, that cross-server portaling, because one of the challenges we've had is getting people into Shippletopia, because, you know, that whole survival thing where people die and, like, have to run from mobs, like, just getting to Shippletopia was a feat in itself. But what you just demonstrated is that people can just pop in and join the party from wherever easily. Like, that's incredible. That's a game changer for sure.
Nice.
Like, I'm getting emotional about it. This is
Yeah.
amazing.
This is why we love you, buddy.
So good. So good. Now people can just like join the party in the metaverse, which happens what, tonight, 10 Eastern? Yeah.
Yes, we're doing the race tonight, so that's going to be a party. It always is, and I'm just looking for something else
Got
to
bows
share.
now.
Bows and horses and like ice boat races. It's getting crazy. Well, and Russ, like you said, like the mini rave cave that is the portal, like who built that? That's awesome. Like in Uplift.
Sadisty, I believe.
Yes, that is Sadisty. And Russell, I can't find your GIF. I don't know where I put it. It's probably on my phone and not on my computer.
Yeah, well, you'd see it in Telegram. I think I sent it just to you.
Oh, okay, that's where.
And put it in Discord too if you were to search my name there.
Yeah, I'm not really great at finding things in either of those places, but I'll take a look.
Okay. If you can't find it, that's all right. Yeah, there's horses on Mars. That was our event.
Yeah,
And you'll have to go in game at some point, Full Shipples, and see how exactly the horses get into Mars. You'll like that too.
Oh my word. Well, and thank you to Sadisty too, you know, for knowing the creative brain power that went into that portal. It's really cool seeing the community members come together and you know, the reality of it is you guys have said honoring things, so thank you, but I'm just a community member. Like I'm just here to support, you know, what's happening and help however I can. And it's been really cool to me to see the community rise up and join together and create and build, because that's the world, that's the metaverse that I want to live in. Like I want to experience it. I want to live there, and getting to just live there with all of you has been really fun. Horses on Mars.
So that was last week. So we have a race tonight.
10 o'clock,
And
right?
10 o'clock, yep.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry. I got to stop y'all right here. Marty, you are the king of the understatement. You sit there and you're like, oh, I'm just a community member. I have never met I think I may have met maybe two people in my life as influential, not only in just being good, but in the charitable space, in the fun space, as you, dude. Take your bow where it's worth, man. You are one of the reasons why Shippletopia exists. You are one of the reasons why people sit there, laugh their ass off when they open up some of the Shipple packs. I mean, I still have somewhere my a couple of original Shipple brand memes made by the man, the myth, the Martian Bull Shipples. I mean, this guy is the Sultan of Shill. He is the Martian of memes. So to call yourself just a standard member, no, I'm not going to stand for it. I'm not even going to. You know what? I'm going to crouch for this because I can't stand for it or sit for it either. So I'm going to crouch for that.
Yeah. Who's that with you?
Neg.
That's me also. I'm beside myself. That's
Well, thank you, Neg. We appreciate you being part of the fam, man. I was excited to hear you're going to be on the show today, but you were influential in helping create and build and have it exist as well. And so, like, I can say I'm just a community member, like I can say you're just a community member, but like it's all of us coming together, really.
Exactly.
And I'm going to push back a little. It's all of us coming together that makes it all possible because no one person can do it by themselves. And
Exactly,
so,
but it takes one spark to light a flame.
I
Sometimes
think-
it takes two, especially if the wood's wet or something like that, or if Greg messes up and
I mean, we got to keep it PG. We don't talk about wet wood. I don't know.
What do you mean he wasn't supposed to pee there? But look, I think if you ask any 10 of us, I don't even know how many there are, but the people that are aware of and participate in the Shipple community, we know we're all riding in your bus, Marty. Like, it's not, if you ask all of us, we would all probably say, yeah. So
you guys, okay, Jen,
I
what's
know you're
next?
uncomfortable with that, but there it is.
See, that's why I come to this stuff, to make him blush. It is so
Yeah.
easy
you
to do, and it is so fun. I swear to God, if I was there and make you blush, I bet you I could push like a little party and you do the little Cupid doll or the Pillsbury Doughboy thing, the
Oh, jeez. You guys.
there we go. Now that's a new meme right there.
Exactly. Well, the what's next would be, what kind of a Shipple update do we have?
Well, I can give an update, but gosh, how do I follow that? I mean, you guys, you're making me crying on the internet, 9:20 Pacific time.
Excellent.
So thank you for the surprise. That truly was heartwarming and mind-blowing all at the same time. Because one of the things we've talked about from the beginning, back to February, March of last year, was that we wanted Shippletopia to be a place where we could experiment with the tech progression. And so, yes, it's, social and bringing people together and having fun. But then also, like, when we can incorporate demonstrating and experimenting with what's next in the connected metaverse and bringing people together and connecting people in different ways. We've been joking about, not joking about, we've been dreaming about portaling in between our games, back and forth with all these different platforms. And we couldn't even portal back and forth in our own servers until 10 minutes ago, right? And so all of a sudden we're seeing these steps happen where we're just that much closer to being able to connect the different platforms, the different metaverses, and it's just a matter of big brains and ones and zeros, right? And we're getting closer, so I'm excited about that part of it. So thank you for the surprise.
Absolutely.
When it comes to the update, Jen, you could probably give this update as well as I could because you're very influentially involved in this. But I can happily report that the paperwork on the 501c3 is moving forward. We've partnered with 501c3.org, and that was after a lot of research, a lot of talking to a lot of people. We interviewed other charities that were doing similar things that we're trying to do. Interviewed a bunch of people and partnered with, we believe, the right organization that can help move the paperwork process forward on the 501c3. The recommendation was, rather than to be a private foundation, it was to actually become a public charity, and so that's the paperwork that we're moving forward with. In process, we're back and forth with them on some questionnaires and some development pieces that we're actually planning to begin to post in our Telegram channel and reach out to the community and get community input on all of that, because this whole project, it started as an idea that, like Greg mentioned, we kind of accidentally stumbled onto a use case for this joke token. But then all of a sudden there was a couple thousand people that gathered around, and there was community and vision and purpose. And so it turned from an idea into vision, into a dream, right? And then that dream is what I brought with me into the uplift. And what I came to and what drew me in was the gratitude and the generosity, the pillars upon which the uplift is built. And that's the reason I'm here. I told Corey over and over, NFTs are weird. That's never going to work. What's up with that? I'm glad I was wrong. And he drugged me kicking and screaming into the space, right? And Minecraft, I think it was May before I even downloaded, Minecraft on my computer. Like I own pieces of the metaverse in Minecraft before I even had ever played Minecraft. So I'm not a Minecraft player,
Which was
but
obvious from those of us who watched you begin playing.
right, yeah, I'm not a.
I'm stuck in a hole.
I'm stuck in a hole. But what drew me in was the gratitude and the generosity in the community, and then this dream, this idea that we could bring charity to the blockchain and have the opportunity to do good based on our activity in the metaverse, to do good in the real world. And the vision is to take the need that's outside all of our front door and connect in a global, local way where the community in the metaverse, the community in the Shipple community, and the Uplift, and every other community that we connect with, we're spread all over the world. It's an international, global community, but each of us have local need outside our front door. And like that news story that Greg shared at the beginning, it was so cool to be able to bring them onto a Shipple show and give them visibility and promotion, and have donations that would go to a need that's specifically in a local community that's then supported globally by a network community connecting and coming together to support. And that just demonstrates, where we're headed, because having the opportunity to have each of our community members have the chance to nominate a charity that's in their community, because need is unlimited. You can look out the door and see need. Need is unlimited. What's special is when you can spot and discover and find the resource or the charity that can meet that need. When you can bring that resource, when you can bring that charity to us, highlight them, nominate them, and then we can support them to meet the need, right outside your front door. That's where we can really see exponential world changing, right? And so, that's the dream. We're moving forward on the paperwork part of it. Jen is very involved, and then we've had Lori and Crystal that have come on the show and given an update. I'd love to have them come back. They're the ones that are, Jen and Lori and Crystal are really leading that administrative workload. It's a massive amount of work. It's an incredible amount of time, putting together the framework and the structure of a public charity. It's hard. It takes a long time. There's many that have come and have tried to do it, and it's difficult to do. But what we've discovered is that we've partnered with the right people. We have partnered with the people with the know-how, and we have the team that's willing to do all that work, and we're moving forward, and it's actually happening. And so to be in that place where what we've dreamed of, the vision that we've had, the idea that we've had, is actually coming to fruition and is actually happening is a pretty exciting place to be. So Jen, that's the update. I rambled too long. Sorry about that.
I love the update. We're good. I'm very happy with that, and I'm very excited about it too. I have ideas for a couple of charities in my community that I'm excited to pitch and all of that good stuff. But first we get the paperwork done, and
it takes longer than we want it to, but
it takes longer than we want. We'll get it done, and then rockets for charity. Yeah. Charity rockets.
I just want to. Can I interject for a quick second?
No.
Okay. This idea of when I started doing podcasts, I was trying to decide what my show was going to be about, and I decided to focus. I had some very good advice from a guy that runs one of the biggest non-affiliated NFL blogs in the nation, and his advice to me was you can either try for a huge audience or hyper focus on local things. And so that's what I did. And so all of the local community issues that I focused on in that work were, within a 30-mile circle of where I'm sitting right now. And so I wanted, that's what I discovered, is there are lots of great stories that are not going to be covered by bigger, they're not going to parachute in a reporter to talk about homelessness in my community. So that's what I could do, was talk about things that weren't getting attention. And so in the same way, what I love about the Shipple, the way this is evolving, is we're going to focus on local charities that aren't up in that eye line, like the Red Cross, or I can name 10 other charities right now that have massive national donation, systems. Right. Yeah. So I wanted us to focus on local charities that we know are doing the work every day on the pointy end of the spear and aren't getting the funding that they need or deserve to do that. So that's my favorite part of this, is if you live in Paducah, Kentucky, or in the frozen wastelands of the Canadian prairie, or wherever you live, there's somebody in your community that's doing really hard work to serve people and animals and other needed things that are not up in that eye line for fundraising. And the idea that we can give them that, that's pretty special. Also, we're gonna make some apostles and converts to the cryptocurrency world when they recognize that this is a way for them to get funds that don't have strings attached. You know, a charity has to deal with we'll give you a $5,000 donation, but you can only use it for X. A whole lot of donated money to charities works that way. And this is a way for them to have general funds. So if the refrigerator breaks, or they need to put brake shoes on their car because they go out and serve the homeless food every week and the car is broken down, this is a way for them to have money that doesn't have strings attached, that they can decide what their best use of that money is and give them the agency to do that. So that's, yeah.
Exactly. And that's part of my charitable thoughts as well. One of the things that David and I have been talking about, you know, we're sitting there, we're taking a look at, you know, building Humanifest for, you know, augmenting the stuff that the Red Cross does and all that other kind of stuff. But once you sit there and you set your sights too high, you forget that right down here, you have an animal shelter that needs a computer. You have a couple of people that need help with, you know, getting a home. You have a woman's shelter that needs, you know, some teaching and stuff like that. So, you know, through Humanifest, we are kind of, I hate to say, we're kind of stealing the Shipple way of life. You know,
drive it like you stole it, Nick. Really, like, yep.
Yeah.
This is what we want to do. We want other people to see this mode and use it.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, Martin, like I said, you've been a great guy, and you've been an inspiration. And David, like, you know that I've been talking to you saying, hey, let's make sure, you know, that we aim high, but also make sure that we really aim, you know, for the local people, because if we don't help our community, we're not going to have a community to help us.
Yeah, that's correct. This is beautiful. So what I'm seeing here, it's almost like a multi-directional, you know, pathway to the metaverse, right? And so Nick, myself, and our team at Eversmart, we're kind of looking at it from the perspective of the IRL, you know, real world properties, real estate, and, you know, all the different projects offline entering into the metaverse to have a giant impact, you know, and introduce people in that way. But what's cool is that seeing, you know, with the Minecraft world and the Shippletopia and all the initiatives that you guys have going, it's almost the other direction, right? You in the metaverse, you're performing actions that affect the offline world and the offline world charities, right? So there's these pathways going back and forth, and it's introducing people in the metaverse to offline charities, and it's introducing, you know, charitable organizations offline into the metaverse, and new ways to get donations, new ways to introduce people to the future of, you know, the financial world and technology and all these, you know, cool disruptions that are going.
Yeah, Dave, we see an opportunity to teach people in different charitable organizations how to start a crypto wallet, so they can take donations in Bitcoin or
which will
wax
increase their donations. Just that simple fact alone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
The trouble is finding a charity that has someone who's has the time away from the service part to learn how to do the stuff that we do. And so that's where, you know, Marty was mentioning the other people that are helping him with the charitable part. We have a Shipple auntie her job is going to be to liaise with those folks and help you know, get them the tools they need to participate in the metaverse and in NFTs and crypto. So, you know, it is a two-way street. It's very much a two-way street.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, and it helps too that, you know, the man, the myth, and the legend right here is also absolutely genius at onboarding people. So that's, you know, one of those unspoken sort of off to the side things that it's a thing.
Look at him just sitting there and taking that compliment like a champ.
I think we will have no trouble getting people into the crypto sphere.
I mean, if you be authentic, authenticity, you know, sometimes evolves into Pied Pipers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's unplanned sometimes. It just happens, kind of just spreading positivity, and it's like, whoa, all of a sudden there's a few thousand people standing behind you, right? So yeah, that's great. That is great.
Crispy in the comments is saying, "Why does it feel like it's such a one-way street?" I think it's what I said, which is they're busy being charitable givers and workers, and frankly, there is in the broader world outside of our crypto bubble, there are people that are hearing bad things about cryptocurrency, bad things about NFTs, and so like nobody working in charity wants to take time to learn some new complex problem, and so it feels like a one-way street because they're busy, and we are having to do some of the work for them. I spent time at Randy and Kira's house on the patio helping them set up their wallet. Sorry, my phone rang right in the middle of that. Helping them set up their wallet and how to convert from one kind of cryptocurrency to another. Most charities don't have the free time to learn yet another system, and
Right.
maybe that's something we could be doing for those charities.
Right. And so to everybody out there that's the programmer, I'm going to go ahead and challenge you guys right now. Donate your time to Shipple. I want you guys to come up with something that can go ahead and build a wallet for somebody where I just go ahead and say, this is my email address. And then you pick your cryptocurrency of choice and just click it. It gives you the either the custodial wallet or non-custodial wallet, and you say, okay, download this, put this in here, and you're done. I want to make it that easy. So you guys out there, we are some of the most innovative, we are some of the most intelligent people out there, but we are also in this Web3 sphere, some of the most kind people on the face of this planet. It may take you a little bit of time, but I bet you that if we can get 4 or 5 or 6 different programmers coming in together, that can happen, number one, and that can happen in a way that can also turn out to be either a freemium type of thing or just freely distributed under the generic Creative Commons license and stuff like that. Because if we can do this, the people that are listening right now, the people that are coming in after this and seeing it, if we can create that, do you realize what you've just done for charity? You've made charitable donations a one-click thing. And I mean that would just be fantastic to do. And I know you guys can do it because you guys are smart, you guys are fantastic, and guys are some of my favorite people out there. So
I would love to follow on that, Nick.
Yeah,
if that's okay. I'm going to drop a little bit of a spoiler. I had a conversation after a show earlier today with someone that has access to some.
You been stepping out on us?
Well, trying to connect communities, man. But I had a conversation with someone that has some access to some tech that has been built and has really been waiting for our use case to come along and use it. And oh man, it's going to make me emotional again because what's interesting is that what we don't need right now is money, which is weird to say. I'm not going to say don't contribute, but kind of don't. Like, we're working on the charity. We need the entity in place. We need the structure in place. We need the infrastructure. We need the tech. And then we'll be able to have people contribute in a good, transparent way where it flows in, flows out, community vote. But the work that it takes to build that structure is intense. And that's what this group of volunteers is coming together to do in all of our free time, right? Because we have this vision, we have this heart to do good, but the zeros and ones are the hard part. We're not asking for money. What we're asking for is, if you're really good with zeros and ones, and or you have some tech or a platform that you think could integrate well and could connect in well, that's what we need. And we're having those conversations. I can't share too much about it because it's a spoiler secret, but there actually is a platform that is currently built that could handle the infrastructure that we've been talking about here for the last 6 months, headed toward. And what we realized really here as we were experimenting and evolving here over this last couple months is that it's more efficient for us as a group of volunteers coming together to try to accomplish this vision. It's more efficient if we're able to use third-party tech that already exists rather than trying to pay developers to come in and put all the zeros and ones together from scratch, really, because then we're just duplicating work that already exists in the industry. And so what we're really searching for is those connections with like-minded, like-hearted platforms that are already building the tech that we can partner with and then use to accomplish the vision. And again, the invitation has gone out. Nick put it so eloquently. We'd love your help. What we'd love your help with is if you have an idea on how you could potentially help build that infrastructure or connect us with infrastructure that already exists, we'd love to have that conversation. Please DM me. That conversation, that brainstorm is incredibly valuable, whether we do it live on the show or whether we do it, privately in DM. That's what we're looking for. That's the conversation that we're looking for. And I think that might be a good segue to what Nick and David have to talk about, because I would love to hear about their platform.
Let's have that conversation right now. Why not?
Yep.
Because there is an opportunity here, because we're aligned with a nonprofit, 501c3, also waiting for certification. It's been about, like 6 months already.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff is backed up, just like with everything else, because of COVID and everything. But its mission, take time. Yeah, its mission is, to actually assist with, lower income individuals, firemen, teachers, people who've been penalized or marginalized with like redlining and, different issues, like from a broken economy, stuff like that. And we have it set up in a way. We've already been working on getting grant money, and that nonprofit I'm talking about qualifies for a lot of grant money, and that's going to help people kind of get into a home in the smart city that we're building. But it also has a mission of, fostering growth and awareness of alternative energy usage and lowering the carbon footprint of the planet, right? So our nonprofit is actually going to be building the staking platform that all of the NFT series that are being launched from Eversmart Labs, and also our partner project, which is Smart Moose, which is coming up in about a month or two. And it's a really cool kind of balance, because in the smart city, all of our equipment running is generating resources. The most obvious one is solar energy, right? So we're going to basically have an overabundance of energy on site that we will be mining cryptocurrency with, right? So revenue from the mining will be fed back into the economy that is the token that everyone's earning from the staking platform. So it's a circular economy, right? It's self-sustaining. And what we've been focused on is, again, from the offline into the metaverse and kind of connecting that world and empowering the economy. But we have a lot of positive missions with the nonprofit, and we have land in the uplift already, and we want to build portions of our all-encompassing omniverse, I guess is Nick's word. So there's initiatives that we can kind of do connected to Eversmart City with the uplift world and the land plots, and we could build things, and we can partner together with even micro charitable aspects or bigger, right? So we're exploring that, and it's definitely in our plans. But yeah, Marty, we just need to work out the details, right? Like we have a dev team, we have those 1 and 0 programmers. So there's a lot we can do, and we have funding, and we have a lot of support, and we have a whole coalition of projects and companies working together and supporting us. So, I mean, we have hundreds of people that are behind this Eversmart behemoth, that we're finally kind of putting out there. So yeah, Nick, any other what I missed there.
You missed a lot, but that's going to be something. That's going to be something for this little bomb that I'm going to be dropping right now.
Oh boy.
See this lovely woman to my left over here somewhere, you know, because I can't point because I either mirrored or something like that. Greg, Marty, we're going to steal her for a little bit. She is going to hopefully become one of the voices that talks about life in this new upcoming world that we're going to be building. She's going to be one of our biggest journalists that is going to be on our podcast. She's going to help to talk about not only, you know, what we're doing as far as like our really, really cool NFT projects, but she's also going to be delving into, oh, this type of energy is going to be probably used within the smart city. What is this type of energy? Who's making it? What kind of projects are benefiting from this? So she's going to be the one that's going to sit there and be digging deeper into it. I mean, David and I, we would love to go ahead and, you know, be on every show. We'd love to have the time to, you know, get on and get with our public. But unfortunately, we're heads down and we're doing a whole bunch of stuff. So we need somebody that not only encompasses what David and I believe, you know, for the city, which is basically not only building one of the best smart cities around, but also educating everybody about what is going into the smart city and making it so everybody can understand it. And it's not just a whole bunch of gobbledygook, you know, talking about, okay, we're going to go ahead and have the Blackwater go ahead and feed the hydroponic plant. And the hydroponic plant is going to go ahead and do the Jimmy D head. And the Jimmy D GF head is going to go ahead and put 1.000 gigawatts of microcarbons out in the future over here.
Yeah.
No, Jen is going to be the person that's going to take our stuff and put it into words that people can understand, because Jen is one of those people that you just naturally gravitate to, love, and she's got the passion for the environment. She's got the passion for this work as well. So we're going to kind of steal her from time to time.
It truly, like,
awesome.
Sustainable circular economy cannot be explained in one sentence, right?
Exactly.
So Jen might have like 30 different, you know, live streams that kind of explain it, where you break down each element of sustainable practices within, you know, a real estate development, right?
Exactly.
And then we can be coming in and having discussions like this where we explain how it bridges into virtual worlds and NFTs and, you know, tokenomics. But yeah, there's a lot of layers there, and it's yep.
And so what David was talking about before, where we're going to be producing way more energy than we need, you're going to hear us talk about something called the resource-based economy. That, what he was talking about right there, that's the resource-based economy. And there's going to be people that are going to be like, holy shit, this is so easy. Why haven't we done it before? So that's going to be one of the new innovations and stuff like that. And it's because of this. Now, I want you to think of something here. The more energy that we have and that we can produce, the bigger this resource-based economy is going to be. So what do you all think that this would go ahead and incentivize the people that live within the city and that come to the city? What do you think it's going to incentivize them to do? It's going to incentivize them to save energy. It's going to incentivize them to go ahead and recycle so they can put it into like an incinerator or something like that, so we can get geothermal type of energy. It's going to incentivize them. Once the resource-based economy grows, hey, if it takes me 2 seconds just to, you know, turn off a light and I can make an extra $2.50, I'm going to go ahead and do it.
Yeah, right. And what I also love, one of the things I love the most about this is we can, like, the metaverse and the virtual worlds can be a breeding ground for new ideas, right? Where maybe it's a little too far out there to actually start building and installing it offline in a community, but we can experiment in the metaverse and see how people respond to it. And if everyone's like loving the incentivization model and, you know, the sustainable practices that are happening inside, like the Uplift world, for example, it's like, hey, you know, we have 5,000 people that love this and they're all doing it. It's like, maybe we can start to inject this into
Right. I mean, we're
offline.
basically building
Yeah.
in proof of concept right here.
Mm.
And the best part about it is if we ruin the world, we just destroy it and make another one. And it's, you know, the carbon impact is still going to be as low as it's going to possibly be, which is one of the reasons why we are, you know, we're going to have stuff. We're going to have projects that are going to be on ETH. We're going to have projects that are probably going to be on a couple other chains. We know that you can't avoid it in this early stage, but we are kind of focusing a little bit laser on the Wax ecosystem because of its carbon neutrality, because of
Right.
all that it's doing, and the fact that you can go ahead and just get something done like that. That's wonderfess and stuff to us. So, that being said, and all that kind of fun stuff, David, I would like to go ahead and ask for an executive privilege favor.
I got my NDA whistle right here. I'm ready to go up. Okay.
All right. I would like to go ahead and produce 2 special NFTs. They're going to be the promo drop that we did, but with the Shipple logo on one corner. There's only going to be 2 produced, and I want that to be whatever we make for the promo. I want those to be a 2x type of thing within our staking system, and I'm going to give it to them so they can auction it off, and they can give the money to whatever charity they want.
Okay.
I
think we can do something like that. Yeah.
I want to ask you a question, or maybe put out an idea if it's, I don't know, it's something you've thought of at all, but you're talking about incentivizing people to make better, let's say, environmental choices, right? With an economic incentive.
Yeah.
What if you could incentivize other people to save somebody else's money?
That's another part of this, because we're not only just focusing on the city itself. Nope. We are going ahead and we are partnering with, let's say Jen, you live in the city and you're like, okay, I want to go ahead and get some steak and I want to get some eggs and stuff like that. All right, I can go down and I can drive to Albertsons and I can go get myself some steak and eggs. But then on my way back, I take a look. Mary Milligan has a farm. Oh my God. And look, she's got a little farmer stand right there. And oh, look, she's selling eggs. That's fantastic. Oh, and right next door, there is a place that's raising cows. And they're saying, okay, we're slaughtering them and we're selling steaks. Now, we're going to partner with those people as well, so we can save them money, you know, and therefore they can go ahead and get in on our game. So resources don't always just mean energy. Resources mean everything around you that you can touch, that you can get it. Because here's the thing that, you know, everybody in this room knows, and I've been saying it ever since I've been with the Uplift. You can have the technology and you can make it the best that you ever can. But if you don't have a way to bridge it to the community, it's a paperweight. It's a very expensive paperweight. So when you get the community involved and you get them to go ahead and say, oh, look at this. Oh my God, this is really cool. I want to join in. Please, 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 please. When you get that, and by the way, that was for Corey, who loved my hand puppets. So Corey, that one's for you. So basically, you know, once we sit there and we've got the game for everybody within the city, we're also going to be going ahead and making sure that everybody around the city can profit, and not only around the city, around the world can profit, because with the NFTs that you're going to buy and all that stuff. So there's layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, and maybe even one more layer upon that layer of this whole economy. So Russ, to answer your question, it's not just going to incentivize the people sitting there buying our stuff. It's going to incentivize the world to go ahead and do this, because the more that they believe in the mission of Eversmart, the more that they believe in what David and myself and Sophia and Jim McManus and everybody on the team are doing, the more that the people can believe that the other people in this community can make this happen.
All right,
world
Ross,
is-
was that kind of what you were thinking, or
That was kind of what I was thinking. Yeah, that's a slightly different thought. That really opens it up to, yes, far more than just energy. My thought was along the lines of something like, instead of me, let's say, wanting to buy a solar panel for my place because I there's an incentive for me to do it for myself. Is my thought was, what if I could pay for my neighbor's solar panel or whatever, right? Yeah, but you talked about a whole bunch of other stuff, and I'm really glad I asked, because that was excellent. And I definitely am going to have to watch the 30 or so videos, or however many there are, to explain it. Because yes, it's not explained in one sentence.
The best.
In a nutshell, I'm going to try and simplify here very quickly. Like, the economy that has been designed here, it rewards residents inside the city. So if you actually like move in and buy a unit in the smart city, you will be gifted a very high staking power NFT as a resident, right? That'll be the highest in terms of all the staking power of any NFT that we release. But this is not a bubble economy. This is designed to be fully inclusive for anyone on the planet. To be a participant. That's a really important part of this. We didn't want to design a bubble. The bubbles are not interesting and not dynamic, and
It's not
very
profitable.
limiting. But as a global participant, to benefit, from just the value that is being generated and spreading awareness and earning tokens that are, at the end of the line, generated by natural resources, right? So it's like this whole system is kind of sharing natural resources with participants of the network. If you are a non-resident, you can get the NFTs, you just have to buy them, but you can stake them just like everyone else does. And so it's fully inclusive, but there's a lot of opportunities for partnerships to just kind of expand the power of the economy and the network. Because one of the things I also love most about this model is that it's not reliant on users, which is crazy, right? It's like, that's almost like every crypto project out there. More users, price goes up. All we have to do is build cities, because what's like
Easy
mining
peasy.
power and the tokens are being released into circulation by the fact that we're just building more cities. It's like the value of the tokens, theoretically, I'm not going to promise anything, will rise, because with the second city we built, then it's just more natural resources that we have to sell and generate revenue and give back and support the token economy with that revenue.
Right. So the more cities we build, the higher the pools get. I mean, the larger the pools get. The larger the pools get, the more the dividends. The more dividends, the more you win.
Yep. But I'm being careful with my words, just because, it took a long time to work on compliance and, tax and legal for this. So everything's structured very safely right now. But
and see, that's something, Marty, once you get your 501c3 and stuff like that, and once you start, with the true nature of the tokenomics, that's one thing that you're going to have to remember, is there's words that you can say and there's words that you can't. Like, there's, like with the charity, you can't say you're an official 501c3 charity until, the U.S. government says you are. So kudos for that, and stuff like that. But
and we're never selling the token. It's not, Nick and I aren't minting it. A nonprofit is minting it. The nonprofit's building the staking platform. We are consulting just from a technology perspective and programming perspective.
We're just learning what little brain cells we have left.
Yeah, the only way the token's released into circulation is to actually stake the NFTs. It's very, very safe, very, creative structure that we've designed with our securities guys. And so anyway.
All right. So do we, David, want to go ahead and on this show right here, right now,
Oh boy.
where we are in this big old space called the internet, do we want to give them a little sneak peek of what they can expect on the Founders Key?
Oh gosh, it's up to Jen. I don't know. I don't want to impose.
I would never say no to answering a deep question.
Okay.
We love
Sure,
the
yeah.
No
others.
questions for him.
Yeah, did you want to share it, Nick?
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and share just a little bit of this. So, you know what? Nah, I'm not going to do it here. No.
No, Nick,
Yeah,
please.
Okay.
Hmm.
Only if Marty asks me nicely.
Oh boy.
Pretty please.
Okay, there we go. For those of you who may not know, I've worked with Marty, I've worked with Greg and all these people for quite some time. And one of my favorite things to do is just, kind of tease them, needle them and stuff like that. And another thing that I love to do is make Marty blush. So that is why I go ahead and do and have the fun that I have. So, all righty. Does somebody want to go ahead and share that screen right there?
Whoops. Sorry.
Jen's in charge. I'll sit back. I get so used to hosting these that I don't know how to act like.
All right. So on these lovely Founders Keys, on one part of the NFT, you're going to be presented with a lovely little building. Now, we had a guy by the name of Pikatsu that we found on Fiverr. The guy is a very talented artist. You will be seeing him more as we grow. Because the quality of his work is fantastic. You will see it through this NFT and stuff like that. It is a beautiful thing. So Pikatsu, thank you very much.
Yeah, every now and then you find a diamond in the rough on those outsourcing platforms, and now we're just kind of working directly with him. So yeah.
So you see how we've got billboards on here, and this one has the Eversmart logo. This one's blank. You have a wind turbine. You have a solar panel. You have something here that probably should be there, and you have the farmer's market. That is going to be one particular level of mining. We're not going to tell you exactly what, because if we did, then you'll be like, okay, I want this, blah, 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 blah. We got to keep you on. We want to keep you salivating and stuff like that. So the next one, as you can see, same concept. You could probably get one that has this. This has another level of mining power. And then you've got this. It's all 6 of our stuff. And that could probably have a bigger, but it could also probably have a lower one. That's what you got to gamble on. And that's what you got to sit there and be, is it going to be big?
Speculate.
Is it going to be small?
That's what feel free to speculate on that. But as we get closer to actually opening the staking platform, we will obviously reveal, the exact mining power of each element and each NFT. But we can say, obviously, like the resident NFTs are going to be the highest. And part of the value is based on how many are in circulation. But what's cool about these banners, they're not just random, right? These are elements of the physical smart city that we're building. We're building a greenhouse. We have electric carports. We have solar. We have wind turbines. We have farmers markets that we're running for not just the residents, but anyone who wants to visit the city, and they'll be able to buy food or redeem the tokens that they earn for the food. So there's going to be a lot of utility to the token that people are earning offline and in the virtual worlds and the metaverse. So and that's part of what empowers the economy as well.
Yep. And that's what you will get in this wonderful thing we call the Founders Key Pack.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I accidentally let out a little bit. Oops.
Uh-oh.
I'll talk with the lawyers later, and I'll apologize.
Yeah. Key question, when?
David?
When launch? I think it's going to either be the 7th or the 11th. We're
March.
Deciding. Yes.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, coming up very soon.
I just bought one of the promo NFTs for
Smart man.
Wax. Get on it. Yeah.
Smart man right there, Greg. They put you on the whitelist. So the whitelist, whoever has a promo NFT will have an hour head start to obviously buy the lower mint NFTs of the founder's key, which
Right.
Packs.
let's just say that that's a wise move right there. We'll explain later.
Mhm.
But yeah, so that gives you a head start, and those promo NFTs will also be stakeable. I mean,
Almost no one ever accuses me
yeah.
of being smart, so thank you.
Well, yeah, that's my accusation.
No, Greg, that's not true. That's not true. We've accused you of being a smart ass. We've accused you of being a smart fella.
That's true.
And a fart
I was a
smeller,
professional. I was a professional smart ass for a while when I worked in broadcasting.
And I believe that's what we got paid for most.
I'm not ranked anymore.
Yeah, quick word to whoever's watching, those promo NFTs I think they're only they're selling for 0.7 wax right now or something.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been, not a lot, handful of wallets have bought 60 or 70 of them, right? So that's you may want to grab at least. You only need one to be on the whitelist. So
where can I buy it?
Chucking the link in the comments. Atomic Hub, Eversmart Lab. There's the link right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you could also get us on Nifty blocks as well. You just take a look for the.
I would have gone straight to Nifty if I'd known that. Sorry, not that I don't like Atomic Hub, but I'm shilling for Nifty because
we love Nifty too, man. They're awesome. They're actually working with us privately for our launch. They're helping us with some of the programming. We're a level 3 staker over there, so we're getting in pretty deep, and we're actually going to have them on a live stream, maybe with you, Jen. We want to talk to the Nifty Blocks team and highlight everything that they're doing. I want more people to see all the software tools that they're introducing. They're gaining market share every week in terms of where people are kind of buying and selling and trading. I think the only thing Nifty Blocks is missing is maybe a more advanced type of marketplace experience. More towards Atomic Hub. That's where Atomic Hub shines, right? But they're rising fast. So
and I'm going to not let them leave until they say that they're going to give an API somewhere.
Yeah.
But like I said before, charity has always been one of the biggest things that I've been, it's been a big part of my life. It's been instilled by my mother and father and stuff like that. And I've gone to high school with David. I've known him for way too long. And one of the things that was emblazoned in our heads every single day during high school was do well and do well onto others and stuff like that. So the charitable aspect goes ahead, which is why, like I said to David, I just want the 2. We're going to give it to them, and they're going to have just a 2x mining power with whatever happens. And I want you guys to auction that off, and I want you guys to make as much money as you possibly can.
I love that. I think that's going to be a ton of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And just to toss this out as well, we have a race tonight. So come on out to the race. I'll post this in all the usual places. We'll be in the CK Discord for the voice chat. There will be prizes. And I have to check my inventory because there are prizes I want to give and there are prizes I don't know if I have to give. So I'm not going to promise exactly what they are, but I have prizes for whoever wins the race.
Beautiful.
All right.
I came so close last time. I came within seconds last time I was there. So,
well, I tell you what, Jen. Jen. From my private stash, you're going to get 1 promo NFT.
Woo woo! All right. So that's one of the prizes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Got an Eversmart promo NFT.
Hey Russ, did you build that stuff? Are you the builder?
The pot of gold and the rainbow, and there's some bricks there that Mario punches. That was me. There's the castle in that picture. Beautiful. That was Quintacos.
Yeah, Dave, have you been in the Uplift world, or have you been in Shippletopia?
I haven't been in Shippletopia, so this is new. But I've been in just the Genesis area.
Yeah, Russ, Jen, and a team of amazing builders, and Marty could say more about this than I do because he's the one that kind of shepherded that whole project. But they've built some astonishing things in Shippletopia, like all of your favorite cartoons and sci-fi series and everything are in the. It's like Disney World for nerds in Shippletopia.
Well, how
So,
does this work? I bear with me here. Like, are people just hitting you up left and right to like build on their land plots? Or are they like offering you tokens, or like what's going on behind the scenes there? I'm curious.
Good question.
I've had requests for building, and sometimes I build a little bit. Well, I mean, sometimes I build for other people, but mostly I've got things I want to do, so I'm building for myself.
Okay, gotcha.
Now it's my turn.
Here we are with the humble thing again. Russ is an extraordinarily talented builder in Minecraft, not just in stuff that looks good, but in redstone machines, things that move and animate, and it's pretty wild watching what Russ comes up with.
Wow.
Yeah, well, after Shippletopia, since you mentioned animation, I've switched to doing a bit more of animation instead of Minecraft. I reduced my hours by maybe 50%, but it's still, it's still a lot of hours.
Wow, I see that just being a increasing need. As this world continues to expand, are people like you kind of coming into it where they can help? Because there's a lot of initiatives. Like we were just saying, a charity may come in. It's like, hey, we want to do something. We don't know how to build it. We need people, right? So yeah.
I kind of had the reverses. I had Lemon Rivers offering to help clear one of my plots, clean it up.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Somebody.
And also the other thing is that players in the Uplift world who do that, who sign on with Rust, like, I need you to take down these buildings and make this a clear plot. The time they spend in the Uplift world, they're getting rewarded in Upliftium, which is the in-house currency, and sometimes in wax. So people that are playing in the game or working in the game are also earning from the Uplift world itself, which is not insignificant.
Yeah. And then there's the in-game thing, if people care about that. Yes, you can get Upliftium and wax for outside of the game. In the game, I'll give people looting rights. They can take whatever is nailed down.
If you mine it, you can have it. That kind of thing. Yeah, nice. Mineral rights to your plots. That's kind of crazy, but there it is. Yeah.
That's kind of crazy, but there it is. That's always been the motto of that's pretty much.
And I've been advocating for in-game economy, loudly from rooftops for the entire time the Uplift has existed. And we're going to reach a moment here where somebody buys a 50-50 plot and it's completely mined out, and they need more iron or they need more granite. And now we have a system in the world where you can put. I mean, Donna, my roommate Donna, who goes by Laugh Track 11, she's selling sand and killing it. She's making a lot. Just mining sand, putting it in boxes, and putting a sign on it. She's making money selling sand, for goodness sake, in the Uplift world. So, not a bad gig.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So before we head out here, I'd just like to formally extend an invitation. I mean, everybody in the room knows it already, but Nick and David, join us in the race if you'd like.
And that is if I can stay up that long.
If you can stay up that long. It's 10 o'clock Eastern, and we can't promise you won't die, but we'll resurrect you.
Oh, no, I will. I will die. Yes, I will die, and I will die.
It's also live stream on Twitch, right? Is that where we're not Twitch on
the race
Discord.
is on Discord? Yeah.
Okay, so that way, David, if you're participating, you could actually get hints from the people that are on screen, and we can react to you when you do go
to
off
each other.
Yeah.
You know who's going after who the most, and who's throwing boats on the track, and all the rest of that good stuff.
Yeah. So just to give Dave a preview, you may or may not. I can't imagine you would be familiar with the movie Ready Player One.
Of course, man.
The racetrack is that scene in Ready Player One.
Okay.
Reimagined in a Minecraft world. So there's the streets, and there's the giant Statue of Liberty, sort of.
And a King Kong and a T-Rex.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Man, I wonder if the makers of that movie realized how much of an influence that they would have on.
I don't know. I rewatched it recently, and one of the first things he shows a montage of what the future will look like, and there's a Minecraft world in it. There's Minecraft in that montage, and I was like, "Wow!" here we
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
So anyway,
So I'd like to go ahead and say thanks to everybody here for letting us be on your show. We love Shipple. I mean, I know David now, he's going to be a Shipple convert as well, so, but I've always appreciated your friendship. I've always appreciated your kind words, and always appreciated Marty whenever I've come in and be like, hey, can I put something up for Eversmart Labs? And you've always been okay. So I really thank you for that. And I just want to say once again, thank you very much to the Sultan of Shill, the man, the myth, the Martian, the person who took charity, made it tokenized, and made it worldwide. Here he is coming up, the one that we know, the one that we love, and the one that's going to change the world, Martian Bullshit Ball!
And that's my new ringtone. Well, thanks, Nick. We're glad you're part of the fam, man. And David, definitely a pleasure to meet you.
Yeah.
I've blushed a lot here. I have a hard time with honoring words, but thank you. It means a lot to me that you would say all that. So thanks.
I'm glad that you were able to join us. I'm glad everybody was able to join us. This has been a ton of fun, and hopefully we get to see everybody again at the race tonight and have a different kind of fun. And until then, this is it.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks.